What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Locks presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't checked it out already, just making bad life choices, going over to scoresandodds.com where you got picks from all the greats. Plus, you get access to this nice little prop shopping tool where you can see exactly what we project for each individual player, plus what our projections actually are and where the best line's at. And most importantly, you get access to Grant's Action Lounge. Just go to scoresandodds.com/Discord. Just threw it in the chat there, and you can get signed up. And after you get signed up for either Roto Grinders or Scores and Odds, you can get in there. It's that simple. Go get signed up. Not a lot to love today. Gonna get right into things because the first game starts here in 20 minutes. It's a good one. Looking at Weather Edge, 50% increase to home runs in the Cubs game today. That's massive. That's huge. Wind's blowing out. It's hot. It's humid. It's going to be good. I have 2 home run picks. I could go with more. There's some that I don't mind. Willy Adames at plus 280 over at FanDuel. I don't mind that one. If you want, you can go with Luis Urias plus 440, plus 458. Can't remember what it is over at FanDuel. All those are fine. But the 2 ones that I absolutely love are Nelson Velasquez, first of all, plus 630. I'm going to pull up his FanGraphs page. The guy has some pop. The guy has some decent pop here. 203 ISO in AAA, 413 ISO in AA this season. Guy has a lot of power. 60 for raw power, 40, 50 for game power. Guy has a ton of pop. He's only 23 years old. The matchup is not perfect, but it's still pretty solid. Ashcraft, or Ashby rather, gives up a decent amount of hard contact, does not give up a ton of fly balls. But Velasquez, small sample size, pretty extreme fly ball hitter, 46.4% versus lefties, 40% versus righties. He's hitting the ball in the air, and he's getting a lot of hard contact. This guy is good. This guy is going to be good, and he has a massive 364 ISO so far in the majors going up against the lefties. 630 is an absolutely ridiculous price tag. I don't understand it. He's got a way, way better chance in this weather to go yard. On the other side, Taylor's, he's batting ninth. All right, that's fine. They are the road team, so extra at bat. Last inning at bat is likely. But Keegan Thompson, 40% fly ball rate, 40% hard contact rate. That's all you really care about outside of strikeouts, which he's below average at versus righties. Yeah, if you want to, easy in there. If you want to go with Happ, you want to go with Reyes, I don't mind either of those. We'll pull up the odds here for FanDuel. I think has pretty much the best odds for anyone in that game. Pulling it up, Adames all the way down to 220. Wow, it's really just skyrocketed down. Urias plus 400. Is Nelson Velasquez still got ridiculous odds? Still at 6 plus 600. Yeah, and Taylor's still at 420. Franmil, I don't hate that. Again, got the platoon split. Decent fly ball hitter, but not great. So I don't mind that. Hap, I like it, 370. That's a solid line. Yelich, you can roll with if you want to at 470. I know he's not hitting anything this year, but is Morel in the lineup? Morel's an interesting one. Hasn't shown a huge amount of power and isn't a big fly ball hitter. You kind of want to target them with fly ball hitters. So Contreras, Wisdom, Suzuki, Reyes. What's Suzuki's number here? Plus 480. I don't hate that one. But yeah, pretty much everyone in that game is fine. They did not adjust nearly enough to the lines here today, so I'd take it. Got a few overs on total bases. Rutzman is actually at 42 now, plus 142. It's going up against Crawford. Crawford has struggled so much going up against lefties so far. Rutzman better from the left side of the plate. Santander, not from the left side of the plate. Yeah. From the left side of the plate. Sorry, I got mixed up there. Rutzman, 234 ISO, 386 WOBA. Does not strike out. Good line drive potential. Lots of hard contact. And Crawford's numbers versus lefties has been awful. Changeup hasn't been great. His cutter hasn't been great. Strikes out not a decent clip, but 50% fly balls, 25% line drives, 39% hard contact, 273 ISO, 360 WOBA. Like Santander and Rutzman are both fantastic. Who do I like in the Coors game? We'll get to that right now. Brian Serven, plus 165 over 1.5 total bases over at PointsBet. If we're talking about for DFS, all the Giants are way, way, way too low priced. But Serven, solid bat going up against the lefty, so he's got the platoon split. And yes, Wood has a decent changeup, but he's definitely worse versus righties than versus lefties. His slider is more of his out pitch, so definitely better versus lefties and righties. Serven is solid. Montero is solid. Crone is solid. All three of those guys can hit the ball deep if you want to go with home runs with them. Let's see what their odds are. Checking out. Serven sitting at plus 560. I don't hate that. Crone is probably not going to get great odds here. 360, yeah, that's not fantastic. Then who else? Why am I blanking? Montero plus 480, not great. I mean, Wood's still a solid overall pitcher. On the other side, I mean, Urena is not he's not a good pitcher, but he's not giving up huge amounts of fly balls. So you want to target fly ball hitters. Lamont Wade is probably the best option, but I'm assuming his odds are not great. Let's see. Wade at 420. Honestly, it's not bad. I might end up hitting that one. I'm going to check to see what the odds are over on Pinnacle. I'm going to check out some offshore stuff, but I really don't hate that. Lamont Wade is got some power versus lefties so far this season. He's been pretty darn good. He's likely to be batting leadoff. He always has a chance of getting pitch hit, as almost everyone in the game for the Giants has a chance. Let's see, home runs. Let's see. Pinnacle. So Wade, Wade is sitting at plus 315 over at Pinnacle to hit home run. The odds are very solid over at DraftKings. Jock Jams, let's see what his is sitting at. Peterson, get a home run over at Pinnacle, sitting at plus 236. His odds are probably trash. Plus 285. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Always a chance to get pinch hit for. Guy has a ton of pop. He's been great versus righties so far this season. Belt. I wonder what Belt is. Belt plus 320. I mean, there's probably a little bit of meat on that. I don't hate that bet, but I'm probably not going to bet it. Let's look at some total bases bets on those. Total bases. Jock Peterson, minus 155 on over. Yeah, not doing that. Wade, minus 115 on the over 1.5. That's honestly not bad. Belt, minus 115 on the over, not bad. Let's see what Cardi has to say about it. Let's see. Check out the bat. If you haven't checked out the bat already, I mean, it's late in the season, but still not too late. Cardi's just great, built a great projection system. Let's check out San Francisco Giants. Belt projected for over 2. Jock Jams 1.8. Yeah, I wouldn't go with Jock Jams. Lamont Wade 1.5. So Belt's probably the best one to go with. Belt's probably the best one. Jesus Luzardo, one of my favorite bets on the board. Plus 105 to go under 5.5 strikeouts over at MGM. He is a solid overall pitcher, but this is not the spot. He's going up against the Dodgers. The Dodgers are one of the best teams in the entire league and not striking out. Yes, they have Thompson probably in the lineup. Yes, they'll probably have Taylor going up against the lefty platoon guys out, and they do strike out a lot, but they know how to work the count. Luzardo, he can get a little bit wild, walks a lot of righties, and he's going to face quite a few righties that know how to work the count. 5.5. He's been hitting the over on that at a decent rate, but he's not in a good matchup here. Luzardo, under 5.5 strikeouts, plus 105 at MGM. Go hit it right now. Right now. Just go. Do it. Dylan Bundy, over 3.5 strikeouts. You can get it at minus 104 over at Superbook. Hopefully you have that in your state. Cubs or Brewers money line. What's the money line at? Let's see. MLB today's games. WinBet has the best money line. I'd probably still go Brewers at minus 134. Ashby's a better pitcher. Keaton Thompson struggles more with fly balls. I mean, the main thing is Ashby's a better pitcher, and he's a big ground ball pitcher. With wind blowing out, it's really not going to affect balls that aren't hit in the air too much. It's mostly an increase to home runs, slightly an increase to doubles, but it's balls that are hit in the air that are more likely to leave the yard because obviously the temperature is going to help out pretty much every aspect of hitting over there, but the biggest one is going to be home runs, and that's going to be mostly affected by fly ball hitters. That's the reason why all I bet was Nelson Velasquez to hit a home run because he's a righty with huge fly ball potential. Yes, it'll help. Contreras can still get in the air. Happ can still get in the air. Wisdom can still get in the air. They're all fly ball hitters. But Nelson Velasquez is the one with the great odds. If you're going to take a money line and you have WinBet or even Bet Rivers or Barstool, Bet Rivers and Barstool have the same lines. Go with it. But Dylan Bundy over 3.5 strikeouts. Going up against Texas. Texas, a lot of strikeouts here. Bundy is not striking guys out at a huge clip. And granted, he's going to face several lefties, but 3.5 is probably just too low of a line. What does Cardi have that projected for? Bundy. He might be against me on this one. Bundy has projected for 4.22. All right, so Cardi's on my side. That's good. Nelson Velasquez, Tyrone Taylor, Josh Naylor to hit a home run, plus 500 over at FanDuel. Just silly odds. The weather isn't great today, and Lance Lynn is due for some massive positive regression. He's been a lot better this year than his xFIP is like 1, or Sierra is like 1.7 below his ERA. But he has struggled versus lefties, giving up large amounts of fly balls, large amounts of hard contact. We go all the way back to last season. Last season, fantastic season. Still, huge amounts of fly balls, huge amounts of hard contact. Lefties, he struggled, and Naylor has been good this season. Naylor's sitting at 248 ISO, 364 WOBA going up against righties. Doesn't strike out a huge clip, just 12.1%. Main thing is he hits the ball hard. He just doesn't hit a ton of fly balls. So going up against Lynn, a guy that gives up a lot of fly balls, it's great sitting at plus 500. Last bet, we got Graham Ashcraft under 17.5 strikeouts. Ashcraft is not great. Pittsburgh is also very bad. Let's see, easy. You like Singer? I heard you on the morning grind and you weren't high on him. I'm not very high on him. Don't love him. He's fine, but that, like, it's not as much of a gambling. It's a DFS thing. There's Gausman, there's Lynn that I would rather go with. There's a whole bunch of it. There's Snell. There's so many good pitchers on today's slate. That's why I don't like Singer. Stevie was higher on him, if that helps anything. Pirates have a terrible lineup. Ashcraft is not very good, though. They still get a decent amount of hard contact. Main thing is they strike out a huge clip. Ashcraft does not strike anyone out. Still gives lots of hard contact, lots of line drives. So why do I like Lynn? So I'll pull up his Fangraphs page. Lance Lynn Fangraphs. So Lynn, as soon as it opens, Lynn is due for some huge positive regression. His numbers are pretty similar to what he did last year, the underlying numbers. His xFIP is sitting at 3.39. His home runs per 9 are 1.78. That's set home run to fly ball percentages at 17.3%. That's not sustainable. His BABIP is at 312. That's likely not sustainable. He's not going to continue this. Like, he's been getting super unlucky. At some point, it's going to get better. So that's why I like Lynn. But yeah, last bet, Ashcraft. He's just not great. You can get a plus 151 over at Caesars, under 17.5 hits or outs. Massive odds. That's pretty much the reason why. It's closer to 50-50 than it is to plus 151. That's it. That's the show, guys. We'll be back again Monday. We're out of here. Later, kids.